Hello, it's Jodie here, and in this video I'm wanting to talk a little bit about the absolutely amazing Phase 4 that's been delivered into the members area of every single person who is already a member of the plan. So first and foremost, if this is something that you are not involved in as yet, then make sure you follow the links below this video if you are looking to become a part of the plan, and more importantly become one of our bot buddies, because we actually do have a support community in Slack, and we also now have a Telegram channel just to keep you updated on when our live Zoom calls are, so that you can get your questions answered live. We can share screens, we can brainstorm, and more importantly, at least for the next few weeks, we'll be talking a lot about this Phase 4 that has been delivered. Long awaited, a little bit overdue, some of us might say, but it's definitely a game changer. So for those not inside of the plan as yet, ultimately what happens from now going forward is you get 2 courses for the price of 1. It is a big investment to come into the plan, we know, but it is a very worthwhile investment because you're getting skills for life, particularly now that we've got this additional training that's been put in here, which really helps through times like we have gone through in the last few months in this bear market. Based off what we learned in Phase 1, the actual GridBot Gold course, everyone's sort of been really good with following the rules. A few people have gone out and broken the rules a little bit, but that's just sort of trying to do anything to sort of make things work while the market has been so down, particularly if they started a little bit higher and the value of things have dropped. So this Phase 4 thing is there's some really good lessons in here. So for those already in the plan, if you didn't know, you've got it in your members area. So I'm just going to quickly run through what each of these lessons is about. Of course, not revealing everything because I'm not allowed to do that, but what it starts with is the first question is, are you ready for Phase 4? You do have to actually answer a couple little questions just so that the team gets to know where everybody's at, and make sure that you've at least gone through the first part of the course. So Phase 1, I know this sounds weird that it's Phase 1 and Phase 4, but this is what it's about. This is about the BitsGap. It's about the automated grid bots. Phase 2 and Phase 3 is something a little bit different, and you definitely do not need to buy them. Okay, so my disclaimer, outside of not giving any financial advice, is that do not feel that you need to be buying from Dan Hollings all the time. This is a big enough investment as it is, but it's one that will certainly pay off, and it's, as I said, you're getting skills for life with it. So you just answer the questions on kind of, what I tried to avoid doing one of the answers, but you have to answer everything. So I just asked for more education on the charts and things like that because I've got an interest in that. But you'll see the choice. So once that's answered, it unlocks, and then you can go through and look at some of these things. So it's quite funny that I'd already previously done a video about fixing grey lines in the BitsGap, and I've also given some education on our bot buddy calls about closing a bot at break even, which has been quite an important thing with this down market, particularly those that started a little bit earlier when the market was higher and then things have dropped. So that was a lesson that I had actually already provided myself. And I think there was something else. Oh, in-house token bots. I've actually already been playing with bots on that and have shared that with our bot buddies as well. So the things that really stood out for me in these particular lessons is definitely the scavenging green lines. Not everyone's going to be able to do that if they've been sort of just letting their bots run for the last few months, because they might not have any green lines available if the grid is gone out of range. Protecting profits, that was a really good lesson as well, and just interesting for you to help establish your own set of rules, your own set of boundaries. Closing a bot at break even, as I said, I've actually already talked about that one myself. Swapping coins with TWAP, I'll give you a little hint, it's just like DCA, but it's something that can actually be done inside a BitsGap, which is kind of really cool. For me, the most impressive 2 lessons outside of leverage tokens. So leverage tokens was something that we knew was always going to be coming in Phase 4 because in Phase 1, we get told to not choose coin pairs that are leverage tokens. And this is an hour-long lesson, but it flew by. Like I can watch Dan on 1.75 speed up, which you can do by going to the little cog on the video section and just change the speed. So I can get him up to 1.75 and still fully understand him. So that helps get through an hour-long lesson, but that's the only lesson that is long. All the rest of them are really quite short. They're somewhere between 15, 20 minutes. A couple of them are even shorter than that. But this 1 hour one, it flew by because I was just so fascinated. Like the way that he explains that, the settings are different to what we've learned in phase one. So it's very, very good. And, we look forward to seeing some bigger profits using leverage tokens. But back to my two favorite lessons. The 𝗖𝗍𝑰 and 𝗭cie candles, that one was like amazing because he's actually shared a way for you to be able to make better decisions on the timing of starting a bot. I can't give too much away on it other than just like, you got to go and watch it, and I've already started playing around with it and I just found it so interesting. So make sure you watch that one to the end. It's not very long as well. And turning losers into winners. Yes. For those that have gone through a bear market, again, you can still make money through a bear market through the sideways wiggle. But whenever you start something, just as you think that, the market's going up, it drops down again. If for whatever reason the bots go out of range, you kind of sit there going, well, I've been told to just do nothing. Just wait, just wait. But we don't know how long this bear market's going to keep going on for. There's been no real clear indication as to when it's going to come out of it. But the choices are, do you sit there and do nothing and not actually earn any wiggle profits? Or do you look at how you can literally kind of swap some losers into winners? It's almost like swapping from one hand to the other because the whole entire market's down. So I found that particular lesson entirely fascinating. It made so much sense from a psychological standpoint. Again, we've talked about this on some of our Bot Buddies calls, and not everyone fully gets it. I think sometimes you just need a little bit of a reframe, and that's what that lesson does. On top of that, a few of the fly on the wall sessions inside of the plan as well are well worthwhile going back and having a look at, so that you can actually get to see how Dan's thinking about things. Yes, he's delivered us a bunch of rules which are really important to follow, but sometimes you can get a little bit more empowered and not be so scared of what's happening in Bitsgap, in your grid bots, so that you can take ownership of your making money work for you. That's sort of the point of it. It's like, yes, you can do what everybody else does, which is buy some crypto and just let it sit there and wait for the value to go up, or you can put that crypto to work and actually create a daily cash flow. And that's what is so unique about the plan. And this is like standalone. I've literally spent the last few months, because it really upsets me when people are getting, a bit downhearted about the market being so down and so low. And I've been like out there searching for all other things that, can produce what the plan can produce once you've got all the information. And now that we've got phase 4 here on top of phase 1, you've got all the information that you need to make these babies work for you. And yeah, it's sort of been interesting going off on these tangents and trying to look at all these different things. And there are so many scams out there. It is insane. I've lost money. I just when I come along and I think that I'm like super savvy and super smart, I've lost money on some of these things because it's just rampant. But I guess there's a few rules when it comes to kind of like, getting a bit antsy or a bit desperate to make some quicker money. I'll do another video on that because I think it's really important. I'll have that discussion with Nat as well, because there's some really basic red flags to look for if you're looking at things outside of the plan. Ultimately, what it comes down to is if you follow the plan and you do have support and help from people doing it with you, people who have been doing it longer than you, that have experienced all sorts of different markets, then getting the support and, again, it's not advice, it's more just like brainstorming out with you what feels right for you in every decision on what you're doing with your investment portfolio. Because even if your investment portfolio has gone down in value, if you're truly a believer and an understander of what is happening in the blockchain technology, in the crypto space itself, this is only ever going to be short-lived. So sometimes you just need to be able to have those conversations to just be reminded. So some of the things that we're doing, we're changing it up this time with our Bot Buddies community, is also providing a Telegram channel so that we can, keep everybody up to date with coin pairs, with market updates, with sort of interesting facts, and more than anything, just having the invite to our weekly Zoom calls. That's probably the main thing as well. So lots of stuff that's being provided by our Bot Buddy community, and inside of the plan, definitely it's all about getting through these lessons and keeping an eye on the fly on the wall as well. The other cool thing that I'll quickly run through is phase 4. One of the reasons it did take so damn long to come out is because of the way they're actually delivering it. So each of the lessons is now split up with a video, the step-by-step instructions and all the parameters and rules that are being discussed, and a transcript. So even if you don't want to speed up the video like I did, you can quickly run through the transcript, and more than anything, just come back and have a look at the step-by-steps if you need to be reminded of the settings or the parameters or the suggested rules. Eventually what will happen is all of phase 1 will get done like this as well. So yeah, if I just click on that one now, I don't think it's started. I'll just quickly have a look at one of the first lessons. Maybe it's been done in one of the preparing lessons. No, not yet, but it is coming. So yeah, that's it. That's the update on the phase 4 GridBot Mastery. It is more advanced. Do not start looking at it until you've at least done phase 1 to start with. And any questions, give us a shout, leave a comment, get in touch, or just come along and join our actual Inside the Plan Bot Buddies waitlist. If you miss the next opening, then we can certainly let you know when the doors will open again for the new intake of students whenever the plan rolls out next time for you. But now that we've got phase 4 under our belt, I will proudly say that this is the best decision that I've ever made, and hopefully it becomes the right one for you too. And you don't have to buy it all at once. I have talked about it in another video about actually doing the payment plan as well. So that's it for now. Get in touch if you have any questions, and look forward to seeing you inside of the plan. Bye.